Hey internet, it's Jessica, and welcome back to The Letter. So Marianne had her little drunkapade in the bar talking to Ashton, and we figured out more information about Ashton. He's looking to the Wrights family, but more specifically at Luke rather than Hannah. Now that I took a break from this game, I started thinking about like what Ash could be like investigating. There are 3 clues that indicate that Luke is doing something very terrible. Like he's into some shady business, because if you think about it, Luke is always gone from home. Who comes with him all the time? The butler. Earlier when we were touring the house with Marianne, the butler mentioned Luke has a collection of knives in the attic from his father, and I'm getting a feeling that it's not from his father, it's like something else. And the fact that he mentioned blood is very hard to clean out of clothing. And I know that you could just take it as like he's the butler and he like cleans everything, but what really odds me out is the fact that Johannes used to be a doctor. Why would you go from being a doctor to a butler all of a sudden? That's the part that really creeps me out. So I don't really trust Luke or Johannes anymore. I mean, I never really trusted Luke to begin with, but I mean, like, there's something weird going on, and I'm not sure if that's what Ashton is looking into. So, we'll find out very soon, I'm sure. Mumbling a sleepy thanks, I doze off on the spot, face pressed onto the counter. Alrighty, I dread the pain I'll have for sleeping in such a position, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. Oh, we're back here with, Hannah and Lorraine, huh? Okay.
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie? Come join us, Marianne. We won't bite. Unless you ask, that is.
Not that I can get much sleep, though, to begin with. Okay, this is Friday now. Do people ever have the feeling that they're working on something they really enjoy, but still it eventually tires them out? Yes! Me every single day! Because honestly, I've been feeling like this.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Though, moments like these make all the hard work worth it, definitely.
Well, I can't take all the credit.
Oh, okay.
People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the Wright mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned.
Okay, so this is where she's gonna ask advice about, like, should she carry on with, like, her husband's, you know, antics and stuff.
I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
We're only about halfway done, but the honest satisfaction on the client's face is enough for me to push through. Let's face it, in between my exasperation at Mr. Wright's antics and her, I have been burning the candles on both ends. I can't even close my eyes without seeing the dead girl's face. Dead girl. Dead. She's dead. I have to keep reminding myself that, burying my feelings as deep as they buried her body, 6 feet under. I shouldn't waste too much time on someone who's supposed to be gone. I wasted so many years thinking about her already. I don't think it's like a wasted time. I really do think like it's okay to like think about it, because if in reality I don't think Marianne has had like a chance to like grieve over Lorraine. If you think about it, if she was still in the closet, I don't know if she's still, I think she's still in the closet about her being gay or anything like that, but if the fact that she's still being in the closet, and she kind of had to, like, hide the fact that she had feelings for, a woman, I don't think she had time to, like, grieve, because she had to pretend like she's straight, right? So, I really don't think this is, like, a bad thing that she keeps thinking about it. She just hasn't had time to process it properly. There should be no need for to bother myself with the dead, when I should be bothering myself with the living. Too bad the livings are usually as complicated, if not more, than ghosts of the past.
But don't you have a party?
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems, and he's just trying to cheer him up.
It's even more complicated when the living in question is a pair of rich and famous socialites way past their honeymoon phase. And I've somehow roped into being a relationship counselor.
They've been married for a long time, and they've hit a... how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband, but it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
If I'm going to be completely
Yeah,
honest,
this is what we picked
I need to
earlier.
ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle, but if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else.
It's true, and I'm not saying, like, Hannah has to divorce Luke. I know I don't really like them together, but I'm not saying, like, she has to outright leave his ass. It's more of the fact that Hannah hasn't, like, taken care of herself, really, because she's put so much time into Luke and their marriage, and Luke is not exactly giving back 100% like she wanted or expected. So she's kind of like pushed all her ideas behind and be like, I'm just gonna like impress Luke because I love him, which is not a good thing. Like, people who are in relationship, you should give time to yourself too. Not saying you don't need to give any time to your partner, but you have to give time to yourself too, or else you're gonna be miserable in your relationship. That's the way it goes.
Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right?
Yeah.
A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives.
Why she thinks a single woman like me would be the best source of relationship advice is beyond me. Still, I talk and answer the best of my abilities. Without realizing it, I'm already pouring out a part of me that I had thought were long gone. I'd like to believe my words will be of some help to Mrs. Wright. If I'm honest though, there are of some help to me. Like some weight has been taken off my shoulders. Lorraine.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
The weight of what happened to her hasn't left me yet, did it? Maybe.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies. Busy, busy, busy.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
Maybe it's about time I change
We'll
that.
see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive, because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Though I shouldn't dwell on the dead, I shouldn't just callously forget about them too. Saying that I have work left to do is an easy enough excuse to make. I know how other people see me. They see someone so obsessed in her craft that she would easily miss things like a party for it. Outside the parlor, people hurrying about here and there in preparation for the Wright's grand housewarming party. None spare me a glance as I slip past them, each working on their appointed roles and not daring to slack off while they work for what is probably the most powerful couple in Loxbourne. I make it to the kitchen with ease, the wine cellar being my final destination. But when is the great task ever simple? Probably never. And this is a great task, isn't it? My greatest one yet, that there's worthy of being called a quest. I'm not acting as Marianne McCullough, the professional interior designer, when I chose to lie about being too busy for the party. I'm Marianne McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma. Just thinking of it like that makes it a bit cheesy, but it helps with the fear. Actually, I kind of do that sometimes. Like, it may sound like pretty lame, but sometimes I do like focus myself into like a video game character or like a different persona of myself to help ease something that I'm dealing with. So I understand where Marianne's coming from. It helps overcome the insane thought that I'm actively seeking out something that has been plaguing me for years. I might face my worst nightmare, or I might see nothing and find myself image grand quest fall flat. She's gonna look at the mirror again. Oh, Johans. And who would have thought that the gatekeeper to my final quest would be someone I thought who would eventually value an ally?
Schnell! Hurry up, you snails! We are on a deadline and you are wasting my time!
I liked Johans at first, but now I'm like getting suspicious of him because he's always with Luke. He's never with Hannah, so I'm kind of suspicious. The butler comes from the cellar into the kitchen, tailed by a couple of others, people who I assume are most likely chefs and bartenders. He raises a brow, seeing me just stand there by the hatch, by the trap door. It almost looks like he's going to throw me out for being in the kitchen without permission. But then he motions for the others to disperse and familiarize themselves with the surroundings. Meanwhile, he continues to stand there, preventing entry into the darkest beyond.
What are you doing here, Fraulein? This is not the place for guests or in an architect right now. I request you leave.
I was just looking around for any last-minute things, yes?
Yes, you have been doing that a lot. Looking around, snooping about.
See? Like, Like, why are you getting so... This is my philosophy on people who are guilty. Like, if they're so innocent as they claim they are, they have nothing to freaking worry about, right? They wouldn't be, like, jumping to conclusions like, why are you snooping around or whatever. This is why I think Luke and Johans are guilty about something.
Now is not the time for such things. If you're not careful, people might think you are up to something.
What? The look he gives me as he says this is almost chilling. If life was a game book, he'd probably be the true neutral warlock guarding the treasure room. A difficult opponent to beat with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in dexterity.
Well, I'm not done yet. I actually need to go into the wine cellar. Just need a quick go at the place. So, just don't mind me. I'll be out of your hair soon enough.
Go outside, enjoy the party. Bask in the praise and adulation they will no doubt shower you with when the madam speaks highly of you. Surely you've had enough of this stuffy old kitchen by now. You do not want to cause trouble. Both the bratwurst and Hannah want this to be perfect. It would be a disservice and a disrespect to toe out of line and risk it being anything otherwise. And more importantly, I will be blamed for any failure that happens tonight.
His intervention almost turns me away. Maybe this is a sign I'm not meant to seek Lorraine out, but...
Please, I just...
Oh,
it's
Marianne,
really
why?
important.
15 minutes. 9. 10 minutes. Any longer and I'll pull you out of there myself. The bratwurst will be furious if he thinks anyone is touching his precious wine without
I don't
his
give a crap about your wine, yo!
Thank you. This seriously means
Oh,
a
Marianne,
lot.
why are we gonna go to the mirror, dude? He steps aside begrudgingly. At this point, it looks like there's no turning back. No! Oh, God, we're in the cellar now. Okay, I'm creeped out. The cellar greets me ominously as I descend. The space feels smaller, with a lot more bottles lining the walls compared to before. And knowing what might be waiting for me here makes things worse. The mirror that had been moved from the study is my goal. I did not return to it after my initial discovery, but the thought of Lorraine, how much I want to see her again, even if it's just for one more time, keeps coming back to mind. What are you doing? As I walk through the cellar, I have to stop when I feel something crunch beneath my feet. Oh. Whatever few bottles were left behind here are nothing but glass under my heels. Perhaps dropped by one of the many chefs and bartenders the butler had escorted through here before? And it made a downright mess, with a red slick pooling from the remnants of a good drink. With how dark this place is, a person in the dark imagination can easily mistake it for blood. I don't like this. I don't like this. We're seeking out a haunted mirror. Come on. I can't help but think it is, despite the easy, logical explanation that has come to mind, only because of what I'm about to do. Oh my god, is it already playing tricks on her mind, too? It's merely a momentary distraction as I continue to the end of the cellar where the mirror stands. Oh, no. Oh god, I can't. Propped from the floor while it gleams innocently while pretending to be a simple and ordinary mirror. Please don't. I swear to God, if something jumps out at me again. How morbid to think that thing can show a person their deepest, most desperate desires and then twist it into an image so dark. That's what I seen that day. Though I heard Lorraine many times, I'd only seen her here within its frame. I wonder if people have discovered it before. Oh my god. How many were wasted away in front of it, enamored, and how many were frightened away by what they saw? It's kind of like, you know that mirror in Harry Potter, when Harry Potter finds it in I think it was the attic or some crap, I don't remember what floor, and then he sees, the mirror shows what you desire the most in the world, and it showed his parents there. And it's kind of reminiscing about that, because that's what Marianne's trying to seek. The one thing she wants in this world is her ex-crush, which is Lorraine, and her best friend, I guess. Yet, as I stand before it now, nothing. I can barely see my own reflection in this darkness. Oh,
How
God.
does this even work? Mirror, mirror on the wall?
Don't ask!
Something? Anything?
I'm trying to brace myself! Nothing. Touching its surface doesn't make it magical, activate, or anything like that. There's no sudden surge of power, and I'm not suddenly granted sight. It stays what it is, a mirror. Was Lorraine's appearance in the mirror all some sort of fever dream? Am I really that burdened with the guilt and despair that my mind would eat itself in my stress and have me hallucinate such things? Either way, just going here on some crazy obsession for a girl long gone must have warranted me a trip to a doctor. Already I feel ill. Oh god. Okay, because I remember some symptoms of like these like crazy ass like ghost people or whatever, or ghosts, demons, whatever you want to call it, you feel sick. So she's probably here. After a few more minutes, in hopes that something would change, I turn around to leave. Oh god, why? I can just go back up the stairs like nothing ever happened. Perhaps drop by the party for some hors d'oeuvres, then go home to collect myself. Besides, Mrs. Wright is expecting me, and
leave me again then, are you?
No! No, stop! I stop in my track, but I don't turn back. As much as it pains me, I don't look back. If I'm hearing her again, desperately delusional, and I look back to see nothing, I don't want to give myself false hope. Oh god. But when I feel fingers around my wrist pulling me, I look back in shock. No! Oh, okay. My first thought is, how in God's name is this possible? And second is, Lorraine. Her hands are cold.
Are you that mad at me that you're just going to ignore me, Marianne?
Girl, what are you doing here? I don't know what to say, and I can only stare at her in wonder. She stands there, in the mirror, only with her arm extended outwards for my sake. I look at the hand still holding my wrist, and when she sees me looking at it, she moves it so that our hands are intertwined, fingers weave together. Seeing her there and feeling her touch meant I'm not crazy, though however impossible and explainable this is all to me right now. It takes my breath away. Pulling her out from there is tempting. I can imagine doing so with ease. We can be together again, Lorraine and Marianne, like nothing had ever happened. But that would be all a great big lie, wouldn't it?
What? Pack out your tongue. Don't just look at me like that. Say something.
Even if this thing were some magic portal that could bring back the dead that doesn't erase anything, just looking at her, still a young teenager while I'm already a grown woman, it serves no other reason than to break the illusion that binds me. I've seen her twice now, always behind that mirror. If this is real, if this isn't some delusion, then why can she only exist behind the glass? Because it's not really her, man!
Yeah. You have no idea how happy I am to see you.
I'm scared she's gonna transform into like some like crazy ass, like, I don't even know.
It's been so long.
You don't look happy.
Yeah, because you're still a kid.
I really am happy, but at the same time, I can't help but think about what happened.
And what does that mean? What are you saying?
She gives me this peculiar look. And before my eyes, she moves and steps out of the mirror. Oh god, what? In turn, I wrench my hand from her and take a step back, almost as if I'm afraid.
I don't know how this is possible. But whatever this is, it isn't real.
Oh my god, she's like torturing herself. This is why I asked, why did she come down here? Oh my goodness.
You can't be real.
I'm right here, aren't I? What other proof do you need?
That you go back into the mirror and disappear forever.
No. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. But even with all that, you can't be real. You just can't. I saw your body. I helped bury you.
Oh god.
You're dead.
Okay. A deep hurt crosses her face, and it just breaks my heart in two, seeing her wear that expression.
Burying me wasn't the only thing you did. Don't you dare lie.
What?
But I'm going to be the bigger woman, aren't I? Let bygones be bygones. I'll forgive you. As long as you stay with me, Marianne.
What do you mean?
That's why you came down here, right? To find me?
Nope! That was the plan! I came down here looking for you, for closure. But this isn't closure. This is something else entirely. I didn't think I would be forced to make such a choice. Do I leave or stay? I need to move. No, girl! Okay, first of all, I'm gonna freaking save. Second of all, I feel like if she accepts it, the actual, ghost girl is gonna, like, kill her. Because I do think the ghost girl is just using the image of Lorraine to mess with Marianne. I don't think it's fully in her head, you know what I mean? It's not, like, fully the voice she hears in her head. It's mainly the ghost girl that's in the house that she's seeing. So, we're gonna move on, because I don't want Marianne to die. God, please tell me this is the right choice. Oh my god, oh my god. Closure, that's all I came here for. Whatever this is, it might as well be all a devil's trick. And I might as well make out some use of it, right? I say nothing at first for fear of angering whatever phantom this is. I take Lorraine's hand and bring it to my lips, pressing a kiss to her knuckles. She takes it as some sort of invitation to pull me along, to step back into the mirror until only her arm extends it again.
I should have been more honest back then, both to you and myself. I know it's too late. I'm sorry. But...
Oh god, but the thought of being with the dead did not agree with me, not one bit.
I can't stay with you.
Please don't take offense to this, okay? I don't want to die today.
So what? You're going to leave me for some old trophy wife?
That's not it either!
That's it, isn't it? You're going to leave poor Amy Lorraine and go after the next rich, pretty
No!
blonde that you see.
Girl, that's not it. This is a mistake.
All these years, guilt has been my driving force. I felt so guilty for what I did, what I didn't do.
She thinks she can guilt me into being complacent, but she realizes other as I pull my hand from her. And going by the look at anger on her face, an anger that runs cold, she didn't like the fact that I'm not some puppet on a string. Oh my god. Had she chosen her words carefully, I would have accepted whatever punishment Lorraine chose to give me. Guilt had ran my life, and it may have very well ended it, but I deserved it.
But what I did to me. The blood in my hands is mine, not yours.
Whatever the shadow is, my gut tells me she is not Lorraine. Yet, I keep talking to her as if she is. Girl, you need to leave!
I broke your heart, not your neck.
What?
Don't you dare deny it! It was your fault!
I loved you more than I dare to admit. Yes, that was my fault, but I never meant to hurt you like that.
Despite my words, no matter how sincere they are, she appears angry, enraged in fact. Oh my god. Oh god. It's been years since I last saw that face. Even now, the memory of it is still etched deeply into my mind. The hurt, the tears, the hate spilling from her eyes that day, the moment I rejected her. Rejected myself for who I am. And she definitely will hate me what I'm about to do next. To my left, a wine rack. I take a bottle and pray to the saints that I can remember. For all my sins. For every hurtful word I have uttered. For what I have driven her to do that day. What I forced her into.
What are you doing?
I do without thinking twice. Quickly, before I can hesitate, I grab a bottle and send it straight towards the mirror. Shards of the bottle and the mirror are sent flying everywhere as Lorraine screams echoes into the cellar. Oh my god. Bitter. Like every wounding accusation she hurled at me. They never left me. I doubt they ever will. With this, I can move away from her, live my life as I should, free from the burden, her burden. Because the Lorraine I know, the real one, the person I love, will never want me to carry this death. As the screaming dies down, I can't help but mutter weakly.
It's done. It's done.
Oh my god, please get out! Or Johannes, get her! I don't care right now, this is so bad. I'm really scared like she's gonna transform into the ghost girl and be like, I'm gonna kill you now!
Oh, Lorraine. Forgive me, Lorraine.
I can't. Oh, okay. Take some time to compose myself, breathing in and out, stamping down on the tremor still racking in my hands, straightening out my jacket and fixing my hair. All a weak attempt at returning myself to someone resembling my normal self. This would have been easier to do so with a mirror, but I likely won't be able to stand looking at one for a long time.
Well now, I should probably go back up there.
Yes!
Party to attend.
Yes!
Rich socialites to do business.
Yes!
And food to
you
eat.
know, all that normal stuff.
Mrs. Wright will be happy if I make some time for it anyway.
Yeah, one last time to the shattered glass beneath my feet. Oh god, what is it?
I'm sorry, Lorraine. May you see God's light on the path.
Turning around to leave for the good time. For good this time, the uneasy smile on my face falls as I see Lorraine whole and well. No, it didn't work!
Come on, Mac. You really didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You get bonus points for trying.
Oh my god.
You should know an 8 in charisma is not enough to turn undead.
She advances towards me, back against the wall. What the hell? I can't even reach for another wine bottle without pulling myself within her reach. Despite my earlier bravado, I didn't think that she'll be able to exist at all without the mirror. Can you blame me, though? It's not like I'm an expert in the supernatural.
That's not... You shouldn't be...
Shit, did I kill her?
What? After the mirror? Did you think just moving on will erase what you did to me? You're nothing but a murderer, Marianne. A murderer!
Stay back. You're not real. Leave me alone. Stop. I'm trying to move on with my life, so why won't you let me? Please. Just get out of my head and leave me be.
Oh my god, did I kill her? I try to find an exit when there's a click. The next thing I know, I'm falling back into darkness. Why? Ah! Why? I fell back and a door slammed shut behind me. In a daze, I look around warily to find myself in another room entirely. On the other side of the wall is some sort of secret passage perhaps, an underground tunnel that has me wary and frightened. It also provides the oddities in the mansion floor plans that are more than just a little discrepancies. I expect Lorraine to jump out from me from the darkness at any time. A breeze blowing through the tunnel has me relieved, though, at the idea there is still a way to escape that should have happened. Oh my god, is there like a dungeon? This is a dungeon, is it not? What is this? This is way better than being trapped underground with only God knows what that was. A funny thought comes to mind as I start walking where the exit might be. Oh my god. To think how Mrs. Wright would be so disappointed if I didn't show up to the party. Oh, imagine how furious Mr. Wright would be for breaking one of his wine bottles. Even Johann's reaction comes to mind, though I don't really know with that guy. One thing for sure is that if I would be calling Cam and Haruna for a drink as soon as I get out of here, oh my... We're dead! We're dead! We're dead! That's it! We're dead! Oh, God. That noise has me wary. No! A ghastly thing, a corpse of a woman leans on the wall. What the hell? Sorry, oh God, I'm so freaked out right now. Her arms and limbs, almost every inch in her lithe body, is peppered with wounds and rotting flesh. And it is then that the putrid smell of blood and gore hits me, making it so that I don't even question how I missed it in the first place.
How long has this been here? Oh, that smell. Oh, you're a nasty one, aren't you?
No! I flinch as the thing twitches. No! As soon as it opens its eyes and looks at me with a smile, there's nothing on my mind but horror. Oh God. No! I break into a run. Oh God, oh God, oh God. I try to keep running, no matter how much my legs and feet scream at me to stop. I keep going, even though when I look back and see nothing at her anymore, because I can still hear her scampering on her feet, and the words she tries from her bloodied mouth, and the painful sounds of bones grinding at each other as she moves closer and closer to me. Oh, hell no.
How long are these damn tunnels?
Oh my God, there's a split second where I know that the thing right behind me, a strange sensation creeping over my limbs, and when her presence looms over me. Oh my God. And then suddenly what? Ah! Can't even do anything before I'm yanked by the hair and pulled back. What? Still, I struggle up until I'm thrown to the side like some ragdoll. I hit the ground on my side with a musty smell of an old hay that reaches me only to my indication that I'm still alive.
Please don't hurt me.
Oh my God, am I gonna kill her? My body hurts and I keep my eyes shut tight, afraid of what might happen next.
What's wrong, Marianne? Are you really afraid of little old me?
See? It's the ghost girl! She's taking the image of Lorraine! I was right! Because people were saying, oh, it's actually Lorraine. No, it's the ghost girl, I'm pretty sure. Oh God, there's only dread seeing how she followed me even here. She looms over me, backed me further into the cell that I was thrown in.
Please. It's so cold. I don't want to be alone, Marianne.
Why won't you stay with me? Why would you leave me? Why?
What are you?
Oh, bitch, what? She locked us in here now! Lorraine turns and shifts into that thing from before. And with the same gruesome grin, it takes a step forward towards the cell. Towards me. I barely scramble to my knees when the door of the cell slams shut and it just stands there staring. Shouts for help ring out of the tunnel, but none of them are coming for me. I'm more paralyzed by shock of what is happening. My throat tightens at being fooled by the image of Lorraine, and the thought of being trapped down here. So then, where?
Help me! Help me! Oh, help me! Are you getting all this on camera, Carl? Yeah, but are you guys sure this is a good idea? We're breaking and entering here. Don't worry, the owners of this place haven't been here in a long time. Look at this thing, though. It has writing in blood like some cheesy 80s horror prop. Wait, I have an idea. Oh man, that's genius.
What kind of butthead would even take this thing seriously? Maybe we can stick this in Rowan's backpack. That's Juarez kid would panic.
Oh, they thought they were doing some prank. A prank gone wrong, bro.
What? Spit it out. Behind you!
There in the corner of the cell, a digital camera comes flickering into life, and a video has played back on the screen. Oh my God, and she killed all of them. It was hard to even consider paying any attention to it when my life is on the line. But when the ghost doesn't move and the teenager's mocking shout of "help me" filled the cell, I just had to watch and see what happens. Soon, judging by the Saint Garotti's uniform, they were holding...
The letter!
Oh, God. And that thing, the woman, she's... Ah! Ew! Okay. Oh, shit! What is happening? What? What was that? What was that? Was that the daughter of Ermengarde? Oh, okay, we're in Rebecca's chapter now! What the hell? This is how it begins, or so they say. With a gentle wind drifting through the wide-open window, muffled laughters and footsteps fading behind empty halls, the light kisses on the afternoon sun. Soon there will be a call, a crossing of thresholds into the unknown. Maybe we're off to some grand adventure, or driving into another gripping mystery? One can't really tell. For all I know, a hero might come off and sweep me off my feet if I'm lucky.
That's not exactly a bad thing when you think about it.
But this is far from one, isn't it? A riveting tale, that is. Okay, before I continue, let me take a look at, freaking Rebecca's, thing. So she's, 29 years old. She's a history teacher. She's Scottish. She is atheist. Education, master's degree in education, major in European history. She likes stovies, reading in the library, going to the gym, cycling and jogging, lacrosse, lesson plans. So she's a very sporty person. Although of Scottish descent, she grew up in Luxembourg and even went to school in St. Garadi. Her parents were professors of European history and Southeast Asian history at Luxembourg University. They were often busy, and that forced Rebecca to be independent early on. Surrounded by books and instilled with a love of learning, she was a star pupil and was often called the teacher's pet for it. Her passion for academics, leading to a career in the industry, was expected of her. She came out of her shell in high school years and started becoming the fire she is now. Before then, Ashton was her only friend, though she found him aggravating at first. Independent and used to taking care of others, it's no surprise she helped out young foreigners who moved next door. And that was probably Isabella, right? Oh no. I'm so worried about freaking Marianne. Hang on, let me check out the relationship. So, went down with Ash and Isabella, still up with Zachary. What happened to Marianne though? Okay, still way the hell up with Hannah. Oh my god. And we just left her there. I'm so scared for her. The mild breeze, the faint murmurs, the warm rays painting every nook and cranny a fiery hue. They're as real as they can get. As much as I want to write this little tale out, I'm far from someone who can. Fleeting fancies is what they are, merely passing through the occupy in an idle mind while waiting for another busy workday to end. Then again, maybe in another life, I am one, who knows. But at the present, what I have and what I've chosen to be, well...
I won't last years here if I find teaching rowdy adolescents a tedious job, will I?
Admittedly, the whole affair isn't exactly as grand or exciting as I might imagine as a child. If I weren't so stubborn and too passionate about the whole idea, I probably would have quit a long time ago. But it's always the kids that makes it worthwhile, isn't it? As if in agreement, as soon as the pen slides into a neat circle against my papers, I'm grading, the final bell rings. Like a dam that isn't open, students begin to pile out of the hallway soon after. For a short minute, I let the noise fill my ears, let my mind wander to a place far removed from the hubbub. Solitary meets like this have come a few and far between lately. Even my own home hasn't been quite as usually as I prefer. Though in hindsight, the entire place hasn't been the same either, since Isabella moved in next door. And if her fussing over a minor cold last week tells anything, I might as well throw any idea of solitude out the nearest balcony, so long as she lives nearby. At the memory, my eyes automatically shift to the bottle sitting on the edge of my desk. A chuckle escapes from me as I reach for it.
A little ball of energy and enthusiasm. That big baby.
Mother hen, she calls me, and then says she does the same thing right after. It's not that I'm unused to being on the receiving end of people's worries, or I feel any sort of apprehension over her fretting. If I'm able to be completely honest, it's actually amusing how someone can be childlike one minute, then act responsible adult the next. But there's a dissonance there, both in her actions and words. Although she may not look it, may not say anything, may not lose her cheer, one way or another, I know these troubles have weighed down on her lately. Her face is it all. That big numpty. She thinks I won't notice, she's got another thing coming for her. That's how she's always been. I do understand that part, loud and clear. It's just that I'd really rather not pass another burden onto her.
Or become one myself.
Aren't I supposed to be the one taking care of them? Though, I guess it's simply one of those things people eventually grow away from once you've started leading different lives. Not completely different, I hope. Somehow, that just makes me feel uneasy. Thankfully, before the strange ideas can take root in my head, a faint buzzing comes from my bag, cutting through the rest of my thoughts. A small frown forms on my lips when the screen lights up and an unknown number flashes. For a second, my thumb hovers over the answer button, even with the voice that responds once I do accept the call and is wholeheartedly unfamiliar.
Hello?
Oh, goodness. Finally, it connects. Hello? Is this Miss Gales? Rebecca Gales?
Yes, speaking. Who is this?
Oh, sorry.
Is this...
Rose Cooper.
Oh, okay.
Briar Realty Corporation.
Briar Realty?
My frown deepens as I strain in from my chair. Something from her tone, despite sounding remarkably friendly and light, doesn't suit quite well with me. The rigid pause that follows doesn't help ease the tension that is suddenly descended either.
Miss Cooper?
Yes. Things are a bit busy on my end. I apologize. I'm not certain if Isabella has mentioned anything before, but we're working together on a property at the moment, and...
The Ermengarde Mansion, yes. She said something about that earlier. Is there a problem?
This is about Isabella.
Is this when her tumble down the stairs happened? She wastes no time relaying everything. The details are provided, admittedly a bit vague, but enough for me to get stuff of what happens. This isn't the bad sort of I'm expecting though, still worrying, especially with the words panic attack and pails looking a bit sickly, woven together in one foreboding sentence. But as quickly as it surfaced, I stomped down the urge to demand answers right there and then. Now isn't the proper time for useless questions. I find out soon enough, regardless. To Miss Cooper's credit, she neither hesitates nor falters, although... throughout, I guess. I don't know. There is some sort of comfort in knowing Isabella has someone like her to guide her, though not much as I would have liked. After all, this is Isabella we're talking about. What are the chances she just said a bunch of excuses so she won't get sent home? High. Very high. Oh, she's so gonna hear it this time.
You were listed as one of her emergency contacts, so I thought it'd be best you know about this.
How is she? Is she doing okay?
I had her take a break for now, but honestly, I'd feel better if someone were to pick her up and take her home for some rest. Anthem's a fair distance from Luxbourne. I really don't want her going off on her own. I'd do it myself, but you know how it is today. Big day. People everywhere until the open house ends. I'm really sorry to ask this of you, Miss Gales. I know you're busy.
Oh, no, it's all good. I was just about to leave from work. I hope to leave early today anyway. A few minutes ahead wouldn't hurt. I can be there in a few, 30, 40 minutes tops. Is that all right?
More than fine, Miss Gales, thank you. We're supposed to be here until... Oh, excuse me. One moment, please. Yes, ma'am.
Faint hum of a conversation echoes through on her end. It sounds as though the place is buzzing with more people than you expect from a regular open house. I was skeptical at first. The house is old, not to mention its inconvenient location in Luxbourne outskirts. Who wants to live in a place almost an hour's drive away from the comforts of a city? But from what little I can hear, it appears Isabella has every right to be optimistic about the sale. If I didn't understand why she was so adamant refusing my offer to help before, I think I do now. To some degree.
We'll be resuming the tour soon. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. I really need to get this thing going. Lord knows how I'll salvage the situation here. It shouldn't be anything complicated, but still, clients. They can be difficult when they want to be. Anyway, just look for me when you get here, alright? I shouldn't be too hard to miss.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know about this. Just make sure Isabella stays put, please. Heaven knows how stubborn that girl can be.
Oh, believe me, I know. Don't worry about it. I'll have a few of our staff keep an eye on her for me until you get here.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it.
The whole thing ends on a surprisingly pleasant note. If only the same can be said about the news she brought. I allow a brief minute to pass to ease whatever tension has latched itself firmly onto my nerves. But no matter how much I wish for it, my mind stubbornly refuses to do so. My hands are unsteady against the papers I pretend to arrange after. Lucid thoughts, every single ounce of glimmer, then the other, grows with each passing second I linger. Something about this thing, along with the sudden uneasiness and nagging worry, screams off. Wrong. This isn't a riveting tale I've hoped to step into today. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this episode of the letter right here. I hope I didn't kill Marianne. Cause, I was a bit worried about, like, if I didn't agree to whatever the ghost wanted, she'd probably kill her. But, like, I think she wants to capture everybody? I guess? or at least the ones that she can use. I'm not entirely sure what her goal is here, honestly. Maybe Johans can find her, but now we know there's a secret dungeon underneath the mansion, so that's great. And hopefully Rebecca will not run into the ghost, but she probably will, of course. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like. Let me know in the comments below what you think happened to Marianne. And if you think I made the right decision to like reject Lorraine's offer to be with her and whatever. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you know when I upload the next episode of Letter. Oh dear. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! Is this thing on? Hello? I'm even surprised this one is even working. I mean, it is working. So. And garnish with crushed.
Stop! 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 Stop!